Hello and welcome back to more Football Manager 2019 with me, Mr. Grand 2, and episode 40 of Monaco. We've reached another mini milestone and let's start things off today with something I should have really mentioned in one of the previous episodes. We have signed a young regen goalkeeper as I wanted to, Dylan Reinders. We picked up for about £3 million from Ajax. He's just turned 19. We did sign him before he did, so if we keep him here uninterrupted for 3 years, he will qualify as club trained, although I think probably we will need to loan him out to make sure he does actually develop properly. A lot to like about him though. Really good handling, one-on-ones, reflexes, command of area, everything you'd want from a goalkeeper. Physically very good as well in terms of his strength. Not the quickest, but good natural fitness, good determination. Should develop quite nicely. As I said, we probably will have to loan him out next season unless he ends up taking the second goalkeeper slot. We'll have to wait and see. But a good prospect for the future. Well, last time we left off with a 0-0 draw with our closest challengers in the league this season, and indeed every season so far, PSG, with the Parisians having just spent £270 million for the third year running. Well, a 0-0 was a pretty good result, kept the gap between us and them at 3 points, with us in the lead at the top of Liga. So all we had to do was to keep winning to make sure we could maintain it, and we have kept up our end of the bargain and the gap has increased. Well, the gap has increased, and it has increased to 9 points. That's right, it's only December and we already have a 9-point advantage over PSG. They've lost 2 matches since last time, going down to Lyon and Saint Etienne. Tough teams, understandable defeats in many ways, but how Thomas Tuchel is still in his job, I do not know. This is a league that in real life PSG clean up pretty much every year. Obviously Monaco, the most recent non-PSG winners of Liga in real life, and obviously they do have the advantage of being controlled by us. So those results since last time for us are full card once again. I don't want to jinx anything because we've got to play 2 tough teams today, but we are unbeaten in all competitions so far this season. We did go unbeaten for a very long time in the league in the first season before it came a cropper. I think it was against Strasbourg or someone. It was someone quite far down the league. But this time out, it has gone pretty well as well. A 4-0 win against Troy was our first result since the last episode. Rotated side doing well there. We beat Dynamo Kiev 4-1. Excellent performance from Patrick Schick. He's back to scoring ways, although of course he is going to be injured for the games today. A 2-0 win against newly promoted Clermont Foot. Schick and Skov getting the goals again. Clermont Foot do have Johan Jack, who's one of our most promising regens. I think it was from our first year youth intake. He's doing pretty well for them, and he played pretty well in the game. Nearly scored a couple of times, so one to watch out for sure. Our arch rivals Nice went down 2-1, a rare goal for Golovin in that one, but a good performance despite the narrow scoreline. And then we secured our progression to the Champions League knockout round with a 4-0 demolition of Brøndby, the rotated side going off to Denmark and doing the job for us, including a goal for Willem Gebels, and then a 4-0 win against Guignon-Passant, who've caused a few problems for us on occasion. Pretty good result. Unfortunately, in that game, that was the game that Patrick Schick did get injured shortly after scoring his goal, but we got a lot of strength in depth here, and Pietro Pellegrini came in his place and scored himself a hat-trick as we beat Lille 3-1 in our most recent fixture. So today we will be playing Saint Etienne. They've, as we've said, beaten PSG recently. They're down in 6th place, not too far away, but have been a side that have caused us quite a lot of problems in recent seasons. Obviously knocked us out of the Coupe de France at the semi-final stage last year, having done the same a few rounds earlier in the previous season. So we're definitely out for some revenge. That will be followed by our final Champions League group stage match against Juventus, which will just be to tie up who tops the group. We've yet to win a Champions League group in all 3 seasons so far, finishing 4th, 2nd and then 2nd again. But we do hold the advantage. A victory or a draw against Juventus will see us top the group. I think potentially we could still end up topping the group if we lose. I'm not sure how the head-to-head works. I can never remember. But certainly getting a point on the board will see us win the group for the first time. But our dominance of the league really reflected in the average rating listing so far. Robert Skov, of course he is leading the way, but Sidibe, Mendy, De Ligt, Clark and Martinez also in there, meaning we have 6 out of the top 10 highest average rating players in the league this season. A fantastic achievement. Yeah, there's a long way to go, but really, really solid to see. Robert Skov also being tipped to win the Foreign Player of the Year award as well, which would be nice. I've submitted my votes for the this year's Ballon d'Or nomination. No, it's not Ballon d'Or, is it? It's the FIFA Men's Player Award now. It's been separated again. Nobody from our side in there, which, you could probably expect. We haven't won the Champions League, but considering Skov's average rating, a little bit disappointing. I mean, Mbappe and Neymar are in there. He's been as good, if not better than them. He's beaten them to several awards. So it does seem a little bit disappointing that he's not been nominated for that. Before we get to today's game against Saint Etienne, though, we have got the World Cup draw. Pretty good timing to have this in here. We successfully qualified for the World Cup with France. We did successfully qualify for the World Cup, but it was a little bit sketchy and scary towards the end. A 1-1 draw with Romania was a disappointing result, a disappointing performance, but the Romanians have a pretty good side, so somewhat understandable. We comfortably beat Cyprus, Bosnia and Latvia, though, before losing to Romania. And this was a bit of an issue because it meant that if we didn't get a win, or at least a draw from our final game, we may have ended up in the playoffs. Luckily, though, we were playing Cyprus, and we did win 2-0. We completely dominated the match, over 30 shots on target, only 2 goals, though. Took the lead in 9 minutes through Kurt Zouma and didn't score again until the 91st minute. I was very, very worried that they might find some way to grab themselves an equaliser and deny us automatic qualification for the World Cup, but we managed to see it through. So France, of course, are the defending champions. A World Cup would look very nice on my CV. Let's see who's going to be in our group. I'd like to avoid Group F. We do. Okay, so it's going to be Group G or Group H. USA, Austria, Nigeria, I think would be pretty sweet. Uruguay, Australia, Albania, probably slightly trickier. Although saying that, Austria, of course, were the team we faced in the Nations League final, so they could be not exactly going to be pushovers. But we do get Group G. USA, Austria and Nigeria will be the group we are facing in the World Cup in Qatar in a year's time. So we're not really in the best of shape for this game against Saint Etienne. As mentioned, Mendy and Schick both out injured for this one. Tielemans is also lacking a bit of fitness. I'm not really sure what's caused that one. Unfortunately, Tonali and Masanego also have a bit of a minor knock as well. I mean, Tonali's fit enough for the bench, but I don't want to risk starting him in case it aggravates it. Hopefully Tielemans will just be alright. We can always move Kessie over and put Hendricks on or something. It will be alright. Not going to be an easy game, but hopefully we can keep it up, keep our unbeaten record. Corner in from Skov early on, nothing doing. Free kick from Skov, looking for his first goal of the day, beaten away by the goalkeeper. Throw in from Sidibe, such an effective weapon usually. It's bounced to Kessie, plays it all the way back to our central defenders, and it's been given away to Saint Etienne. And Herman Perez coming forwards for them is Bruno. Kenny Lala on this side flicks it in, and Elhaj Colley, formerly a youth product of Lyon at the start of the game, gets one just on the line. Another free kick from deep from Skov, looking for Martinez, and Alessandro Martinez dispatches that one away. We have the advantage. 17 minutes on the clock. Usually we used to seeing Skov fire them in, but this time gets the assist from a free kick. Easy finish from Alessandro Martinez. He's going to be signing a new contract in a few days' time as well. Here's Kessie on the ball to Bareka. Tielemans hopefully doesn't get injured. Don't want to risk that. And then Skov has got it, and it's cleared well by Fabra in the Saint Etienne defence. Corner in from Skov, looking for the head of someone. He's found Keita Balde. Got some sort of body part on it, did Balde. Not sure what exactly, but it's 2-0. Flicked header in, and thrown from Sidibe, looking for Pellegrini. It's bounced down to Kessie, whipped in the shot, saved by Ruffier, and the rebound can't go in. It's another goal line clearance. How many times have we just cleared the ball off the line today? Skov's unfortunately got a bit of a knock. It's just a bruised ankle, though. He should be alright. Kessie shuffles one just wide. Second half, just don't throw it away. Keep it up. Well, Skov's on the ball. I might take him off in a minute. I do not want any sort of injury for him at all. Anything can be exacerbated by a minor knock like that. You don't want it to happen. Skov flicks the ball in, looking for Balde, and Balde's been fouled by Kenny Lala, who's going to get himself a second yellow here. That is for sure. Another free kick from deep from Skov. This time he's found Djibril Sidibe. Absolutely deadly from set pieces today. And we are 3-0 to the good. Not even an hour on the clock yet. Well, a hat-trick of assists from Skov. He's deserved a bit of a rest. We'll bring Berardi on. Similar situation for Tielemans as well. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring Hendricks on, and we'll just move Kessie over because he is naturally right-footed. Sidibe with a throw to Golovin. 3 men over. Pellegrini on a plate, getting a save from Ruffier. Really should have scored. Golovin on free kick duty now, finds De Ligt. It's been saved by Ruffier. No one can get the rebound in. And that was that. A 3-0 win. Very, very comfortable against a team that's caused issues for us in the past. Let's just hope we don't come across them in the Coupe de France. That's where they seem to really have the advantage over us. Second game of the episode then against Juventus, the decider for our Champions League group winner. Obviously, we've already qualified, so it's not critically important. Skov is kind of fit, but not really. He's on 85, so he's going to be on the bench just in case we really need him. But Berardi can come in for him instead. Jack Clark is also going to be starting on the left because Keita Balde has also picked up a minor injury as well. So a few players not in the regular starting lineup in today, but those are the only two changes from the Saint Etienne game. Well, there's actually been a highlight which didn't happen in the previous match against Juventus. Not a very interesting highlight though. Szczesny just claims from a corner, punts it all the way down the field looking for Sidibe. Clark's got some space to run into though, cuts inside, goes for the shot, and it's tame in the end. Well, a new record, one highlight in a match against Juventus. Chance looking for Pellegrini. It's bouncing around in the box. Golovin has it, finds Tielemans on this left-hand side. He's been clattered, and I think probably outside the area. This is how it usually goes. It's very, very tedious. Very, very, very tedious. It's going to be a free kick, isn't it? Oh, yeah, I was right. Look, I knew it. I'm psychic. Golovin with the free kick, and it's not even gone in. I'm not even interested. I think it hit the post. But why is that a key highlight? Corner in from Juventus, Bonucci heads just over. Well, we look to build once more. Tielemans here finds Berardi and Domenico Berardi. I was literally about to say, he hasn't scored yet for us. He has now. Cuts inside from the right, cracking strike from him into the bottom corner. Takes it on, turns, slots it home. Excellent finish from him, and he opens his Monaco account against Juventus. Excellent way to start his goal scoring here. Corner comes in from Golovin looking for the head of De Ligt, and Pellegrini has been fouled again. Is it outside the area? No, it is actually a penalty this time. It's actually a penalty this time, which Berardi is going to take, and he makes it 2-0. He's had to wait a long time to get his first goal, and two have come along at once, just like London buses or terrible Conservative prime ministers. No, that's not fair, is it? It's three terrible Conservative prime ministers in a row. Throw in from Henriks. He's on as a substitute. It's come down to Berardi. He's on a hat-trick, remember now. Henriks has it, though, also on as a sub. Golovin smashes it wide. That was a pretty simple chance for him. Not great from the Russian there. Throw in from Henriks, looking for Gebels. It's been flicked in, and Domenico Berardi does indeed bag himself a hat-trick. What an opponent to do it against Juventus. Excellent, excellent performance from him. Taking him a little bit of time to click. He's not obviously been starting loads and loads of matches. This is, I think, probably only his sort of fourth or fifth start for us. But it's taken him a little bit of time to click in the role. And boy, has he clicked today. A hat-trick for the Italian on that right-hand side, deputising for Robert Skov. Could be 4 here. Berardi on it again. Fancies another one. Fancies an assist maybe. Golovin working it nicely. It's bounced around all over the place. Hendricks has it. There's Clark. Out to Martinez for some reason, and Gebels hits the woodwork. Potential consolation here for Juventus. Alexandro across. Higuain forces a save from Lafont, and I think that's going to be it. 10 seconds left. An excellent performance. Really, really strong performance. Continuing our fine domestic form in Europe as well against such a strong opponent as Juventus. And we have won our Champions League group for the first time in the save, which will hopefully set us up with a good second round opponent. Not all the groups quite finished, but let's have a quick look and see who we could potentially be playing. Roma, certainly a possible opponent. They finished second. We can't play Lyon, obviously they're French. Can't play Juventus because they're in our group. Or we could end up playing Valencia in a rematch of our quarter-final last year. Valencia, of course, the defending champions. They've failed to win their group. Group E not quite done yet, but it'll be either Porto or Leverkusen. Potentially Zenit, actually, but their goal difference is so bad, probably not. It could be Bayern Munich. That doesn't seem particularly fair. If it's Bayern, it could be Chelsea. Outside chance for Basel there, but probably going to be Chelsea. And then it could be Inter Milan from Group H as well, because even if Saint Etienne managed to get the second spot, we can't play them because they're French. So however you look at it, that's a pretty tough selection of opponents right there. But 2 excellent 3-0 wins. You can't really ask for much more than that, can you? Excellent performances, clean sheets in both of them, and a very nice pair of matches for this episode. So as for next time, it's quite a long way till the Champions League knockout round. I think we'll come back in January. There could well be some interest in some of our players, given how well we have been doing. We've got Nice in the Coupe de France 9th round. I think we'll probably come back around about the Lyon match. Lyon and Toulouse could potentially be the one, depending on how well we get on in the cups. Actually, we go through both the cups, that may well change the scheduling. We will have to wait and see. And also, we don't know when our Champions League knockout round match is going to be scheduled, but probably somewhere about the end of January, just see if there's any business to be done, and we'll see how things are getting on. Hopefully we've continued with our 9-point gap at the top of the league, if not made it even bigger. But that is going to be the end of the episode there. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and make sure you subscribe to the channel so you do not miss the next episode, and I will see you next time.